Hey everybody, this is Chancellor D. Welcome to the 34th episode of the Let's Talk Weekly podcast. My guest today is Jordan Holloway, and we discuss like a big comic book free for all. Would you say that?
Yeah, more like a free for all. We definitely went all over the map.
It was like started like Young Justice, the games, and Marvel and DC, but it's just a big multiverse conversation. I'll say that. Anything else you want to say before we like turn over to the listening audience?
Just sit back and enjoy the show. A lot of nuggets of information in here. So if you're one of those people who can't remember stuff from a conversation, I say grab a pen and pad and get to writing something down.
Welcome to the Let's Talk Weekly podcast.
So you just finished season 2 of Young Justice, and I know we talked like a little bit about it the other day, but now that you've had some more time to think about it, where we like if you want to go back through it from the beginning, but what are your thoughts on it, like overall?
It had me thinking, how did they not already have season 3 ready to go? I've never been so disappointed not having more content at the end of the season than I was with the end of Young Justice season 2. Because it left so many open story arcs that you have to do it justice and keep it going for at least that third season. Because that's the normal length of any real animated show, at least 3 to 5 seasons. And when you cut it right at 2, it leaves so many just open storylines, unclosed story arcs, so many questions and too many directions to go in. It just leaves way too much space.
True. I mean, there is that option to always turn it into a comic book, which they did have some of it as a comic book, but it wasn't after season 2. It was kind of like, or I might be thinking about Teen Titans, but or Teen Titans Go. I'm forgetting, but there was the only content they did extra was the PS3 and 360 game, which bridged the first 2 seasons together, which is it's an okay game. It's not the greatest thing, but if you want to know the story instead of figuring out in flashbacks, you can. It's something worthwhile to play.
So if it cost me more than what amount of dollars, what would be too much to spend on that game?
I think now it's probably like 20. So if it's like 30, it's too much.
Okay.
I
Let's
think
just say you're talking previous gen console.
Yeah.
No one's trying to drop, to me, no more than $20 on any game on a previous gen console.
Right. Although I did see some games a few days ago which were, I think, like 30 to 40, like something like Call of Duty games. But that's Call of Duty. That's another.
Yeah, those games get max play. They get max bang for the buck because they're, very, very popular.
True, but that's a conversation for another day. But I'd recommend playing the game. I didn't finish it. I want to finish it, but like some of the bosses that I did fight were strong for like no reason. It's like they were good bosses, like fighting Cheshire. Like they made it pretty strong, and it was like I lost a few times, but story wise, it's voiced by the actors and actresses from the show, and you do feel like you're watching the show with like the semi cutscenes they give you.
But, okay, so would you say if you had a choice between that game and DC Universe, which one would you do?
DC Universe.
Okay.
I just got it because it was, for me, it was more Young Justice. I just wanted something more to continue the story. But DC Universe is a fantastic game. Like, I love the game. I haven't played in like about a couple years, but it's fun.
I won't say my favorite thing about season 2, because I know in my opening about it sounds like I was ragging on it, like I didn't like it. I love season 2. My favorite thing about it was it showed the development more so of the previous characters that we got to know. Aqualad. It showed Robin's transition into Nightwing. It really gave us all that chance to really, kind of, for the characters that we knew, to kind of see them or see how they took things, how they really spun things out.
I agree, because feel free to go spoilers, because people should have seen it by now. So, hopefully. But for those who haven't seen it, this is your spoiler warning. So, there you go. And we're just gonna say from season 1 to season 2, there's a 5-year gap. So it's trying to figure out, why are some people who were dating in the first season, why are they no longer dating? Why are some people not present on the team? Where have they gone? And it gives you that sense of mystery, and overall, it's like, there weren't too many cartoons on at the time. And I'll say cartoons because your live action dramas, you'll get that, your hour-long live action dramas. But in terms of cartoons, you didn't have that many cartoons that really engaged you to the point of like, I have to watch this each week. Because some things that you can kind of skip it and come back and you'll still know, like, okay, I have a general idea of what's going on. But Young Justice is like, I have to watch it.
Yeah, it's one of those things. It's kind of like, I'm also a fan of The Walking Dead. It's kind of like if you miss one episode, you now have to think about the filler or just have to go back to watch. And it's one of those shows that if you're not watching the progression, you miss something, and then something else takes place. You're wondering, how did this even happen? Many times I would have to go back and watch like 2 episodes prior. I'm like, oh, I forgot about that. Now this makes sense. So it's definitely one of those type of shows. And if you ask me, they really took they took some very creative writing. Big time shout out to the writers on that, because that's very, very, very true. Because when you're talking about dropping something at season 1 and saying, okay, well, 5 years later you got this, and it says spoiler warnings all over this discussion, because this is the season 2. Like, Chancellor D warned me that this definitely was going to be one of those seasons where you watch it, at the last 30 seconds of the episode, you're going to be like, what? Did I just see this? So, it was one of those kind of things, like when Artemis, and between that scene between Artemis and Aqualad.
Yes.
Also, the scenes between Cheshire, Sportsman, and Artemis.
Yes.
See how the dynamics were really starting to come into play. Like I said, that's one of the things where I believe they really messed up was in the marketing of the show.
Exactly. And
they were towards a demographic that couldn't follow that type of storyline. That storyline was meant for people 13 and up.
Exactly.
To be able to follow that. We're talking early teenage relationships, mid-teenage relationships, into adulthood type relationships between the characters. And then we're also talking about family-dominated issues, parental issues, father issues with one, mother issues with another, complete parent abandoning, or or in the case of Nightwing, not having your parents at all because what happened to him, and with the tragedy that happened to his people. People don't know the background of Dick Grayson and his family. Just go Google that. I'm not telling you too much in this discussion for today. Especially when you get to talking about Robins, plural.
Yes. You got Dick Grayson, you got Tim Drake, and those are only 2 that you saw in that show, but there are others.
Yeah, and the one that everyone Well, the one that I like the most, well, if you really like a complete BA type of Robin, Damian Wayne is by far the quintessential BA type of Robin. Like that sidekick who will look at the mentor and be like, I got this. Like, I love that.
Mm-hmm. Yes, Damien. And for some people who haven't read comics, you can watch some like the most recent like DC animated feature, Teen Titans versus Justice League. He's in that, and was it Batman versus Robin, that animated feature, Son of Batman. Like,
Mm-hmm.
those movies are like our shared universe based off comics. Pretty good ports of comics. But if you want to
Yeah.
see a good Damian Wayne, watch those. Um,
And also serve as stand animated series because they're taking place across different planes.
mm-hmm.
So you don't have to worry about, well, how does this fit into this? And you don't have to worry about any of that. It's just how this whole thing maps out.
Right, and in terms of like animated features, it kind of helps to have the same voice actor, so you can kind of like follow along too. But it's like with like the like was it like Son of Batman? I think that story was like from like 2006 or some early 2000s, but they revamped it a little bit for the movie. They kind of have it fit into like this DC animated movie universe.
Mm-hmm.
So, which I think it's a good thing. You have to you have to appeal to your audience on different levels, because there is a difference from DC cart animated movies prior to Justice League War. Yeah, for Justice League War going forward, there is a shift to like
Mm-hmm.
Superman, Doomsday, Wonder Woman, Green Lantern, First Flight, several others. Like, those are great movies on their own, but they're just more like, here's an adaptation of the story. But now it's kind of like they're trying to tell a cohesive story to a certain degree.
Yeah,
Whereas,
and
yeah,
it's definitely one of those things that if you're really interested in it, you have to check it out. Listen now, D. Of course, I'm a big Marvel man,
yeah, you are.
and I I really had to take my time and sit down and say, okay, what's the big deal with DC animation? And the first time I could really watch some was at your house. I was like, okay, DC got this kind of right. I mean, they can't get the movies correct, but they got this right. Let me check this out.
Yeah.
outside of the Batman trilogy, they've been shooting blanks. Now
Yeah.
they're killing the TV game right now. CW has DC on lock.
Yes, and it's funny, another DC property like iZombie, they don't doesn't get that much push that it deserves. I mean, I haven't watched iZombie, but that's another DC comic show. And let's see, you got um, Lucifer on FX. That's another DC Comics
Mm-hmm.
property. And Constantine, that was short lived, one season,
Yeah.
but he's showing up in Arrow. And the
I
same.
want to say they showing Flash.
And also, I think was it.
That was different. That was during a crossover episodes. I'm losing my mind now.
Yeah, I haven't seen the crossover, the Alien crossover just yet. Which everybody knows I'm notorious for like watching stuff like extremely late. But yeah, y'all have heard me talk about this before.
Until this past year, so I understand about watching something well after it was popular or well after it aired.
Mm-hmm. The only downside is like Facebook is like the day after. It's like, here are the memes or everything you saw last night. I'm like, I didn't see it.
Yeah, like I've missed the last, I think now 5 episodes of The Walking Dead, and I've yet to see, like, I see a meme or something with Walking Dead. I scroll kind of quick. I'll miss like the next 17 posts. I'll flip real fast. Like, I don't want to see it.
Yeah, that's what happened to me. Like seeing posts of like The Flash and Legends and Supergirl and Arrow. I was like, I saw something I shouldn't see. Oh crap! I read something. Oh crap! Keep scrolling. But Um, but I'm gonna take a jump back to like earlier DC shows. Like you and I have like my piece to say about you brought the movies too. Like I have something to say about those too. But let's go back to like I'll stop first at like Smallville era. Like if it wasn't for the 10 seasons of Smallville, you wouldn't have had Arrow, which led to Flash and everything else they got now. Because if you look at like early seasons of Smallville, they didn't have like the rights to everything, so it kind of was like here's your alien or creature of the week, because the first few seasons we dealt with like the meteor freaks, people affected by kryptonite, and it was like okay, they're in high school for like the first 4 seasons, so it's the 4 years of high school, then go on to college, and later on after that it's kind of like okay, yep, they got more money, they got more rights to do more things, get more characters, and so you can tell it was first. It's like you can have the name Clark Kent, but you can't call Superman yet because he's not there yet. And then over time, there comes that trust of like, okay, so I think while that was on, um, let's see, I'll go back further. You had the Batman animated series, um, Superman animated series. The Batman was early '90s, Superman was late '90s, and then you had then came the Justice League cartoon in like 2000,
And
2001.
Beyond and all of that
Yeah,
came around the
all
same
that
time.
stuff, and Static Shock and all that stuff. So, and even the stuff back in the '40s and stuff. Like the black and white cartoons. I mean, not cartoons, but black and white TV shows. So it's been progressions
Yeah.
over time, and like the Christopher
West
Reeve.
and yeah,
It's been progression. So it's taken several years for stuff to become more than just like, oh, that's for kids. Like everybody talks about it now, whether you're a fan or whether you just know it because it's in like it's popular to be a nerd nowadays. So
thank let it be one now.
yeah, and I think now it's kind of like if you're not a nerd, then what's your problem? Where before it was like, oh, that person's a nerd, put them in the locker or whatever. I don't know, but
Like this guy's a nerd. He's the coolest guy in the school right about now.
Because now in a couple of days we get uh Rogue One Star Wars story. Like this wouldn't have happened years ago. No. Then everybody's like, Star Wars, what's that?
Everyone knows how fans feel about their movies. Is definitely that community.
Yeah.
They know exactly how their fans felt about every prequel.
Yep.
Especially the one with Darth Marth in it. I don't know the titles of them like that. I'm not a huge Star Wars guy. I watched, what was the one that Brittany got for me, and I watched it with her. And it made me want to. It was the most recent one.
Force Awakens.
Force Awakens. Thank you. Probably she didn't hop in and correct me. She's really good at doing that. But it's one of those. It was just one of those things where I was like, I could see why people. But then your biggest fans are going to be your harshest critics, and to me, those should be the people.
Yeah.
So looking at it that way, it's just one of those kind of things.
Like okay, Man of Steel, for example, and Batman vs Superman. When those movies ended, I started the slow clap, and nobody joined in because I was like, all right, I know I'm alone. Fine, I'm a Superman fan, so I'm going to enjoy these for what they are. And I got a lot of flack from being like, I love Man of Steel. Oh, I got hit with like, it's not Christopher Reeve movies. I'm like, I know it's not. And I know it's not Smallville. It has to be its own thing. Now, are these movies perfect? No, they're not perfect. No movies is perfect. Because you watch something over time and again, you're gonna find faults in different movies, whatever the genre is. But like Man of Steel, like I liked it because it reminded me of like watching Superman animated series and a mixture of Smallville. Like when I think of Superman fighting aliens or whatever, that's what I picture. The fighting sequences in that movie. As much as you have to go back to Christopher Reeve's movies, um, Superman 2 and the first one, like
All of those
the ones.
great.
Say it again.
All those great. The third one,
The third and fourth one are not great. They're not great.
and with that's how garbage it was. Okay.
The one okay.
Now I'm not gonna sit here and say every Marvel movie was great.
No,
All
they're
you gotta
not.
do is say Fantastic Four and I lose. So, and you can say Fantastic Four several times and I lose.
I'm. We're not gonna talk. We're not gonna talk about Fantastic Four. We're not gonna talk about that. I mean,
Still, it's not. They're not technically MCU, but it's still Marvel.
it's still Marvel. I mean, I never saw the Fantastic Four reboot that came out with last year. I didn't see it.
Was beyond. It was unwatchable. And for me, as a big of a Marvel guy as I am, if I say it's unwatchable, burn the DVDs, like set them ablaze. And those things are terrible.
I thought the first one was okay for what it was. And it's a nice, it's an okay origin story. Okay-ish for when it came out.
Was the only cool thing in it.
Yeah. Okay. So you said Silver Surfer. Here's the problem with Silver Surfer for me. Why, when we hear Galactus is coming, they show his shadow casting over, I think it was Saturn or Jupiter, and it's like, oh wow, there's the horns. I can't wait to see like the helmet. Not horns, but the helmet. I can't wait to see it. Why is it like a space storm? Where's the person? Where's the spaceship? What was that?
My first time really seeing exactly how powerful that guy was. You remember the game Ultimate Alliance?
Yes.
There's a level where you have to survive. You're not going to beat him. You just have to survive.
Okay.
That put that on a brand new. Like I always thought Thanos was the biggest bad guy. Period. He got on at all. Nothing. I mean, this guy eats planets. Pops him like Junior Mints. Like he eats planets.
If the MCU can get the rights to Galactus, which I'm wondering if they have it. I don't know who has the rights, but they can do it.
Was that a Fox in Marvel?
I think that was Fox in Marvel. Yeah, that was Fox in Marvel.
Right, so Spider-Man. That's right.
Yeah, Sony has Spider-Man. Because Daredevil. Let's see. Daredevil, Elektra, Punisher, all that's under Marvel. Spider-Man's co-ownership. You got Quicksilver and Scarlet Witch are co-ownership.
That's why Quicksilver dead and alive.
Right. Although I have a theory about Quicksilver, about coming back in MCU.
How he died?
He died, but think about the Infinity Stones though. But that's my trump card.
You think he's an Infinity Stone?
No. Okay. So let's see. The one we have not. Let's see. So we got the Time Stone and Doctor Strange. Okay, yeah. This is like a big comic book episode now. Okay, this is not all Young Justice. This is just comic book now.
No longer Young Justice.
This is comic book. Okay.
This is now involved.
This is everything. Okay, so Doctor Strange gave you the Time Stone. So what we're going to see in Thor Ragnarok has to be the Soul Gem, which it will be in Hela's domain. I think it's Hela. Because we've seen the picture of her domain where they're going to be going to hell, essentially, or her realm. So I'm thinking she's going to have a soul gem, and either Quicksilver's soul is going to be in her domain, or when the Infinity Stones are all gathered and Thanos does what he wants to do to the universe, he's going to start changing stuff. People are going to come back to life and whatever. So that's why.
Even technically, like a destruction god.
Right, because we all know he's trying to court death, which is his big thing. He's trying to court the Lady Death. So who's going to play Death when the movie comes out? Who would you cast as Death? I've been thinking about that for a while. Like, who could play her? Would you have the Skin and Bones walking around with a cloak, or would you actually have her have skin?
Well, there's a couple of very, very skinny people in Hollywood. I'm very sure someone will get that role.
True. True. And
But also, don't go skimpy on the casting.
true. That's true.
Right? They don't bank like DC does by getting, huge mega names like Will Smith and The Rock.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Yeah, I mean, a lot of people were upset about Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, and that's a fantastic movie. I mean, you got Batista cast. I mean, Dave Bautista as
Mm-hmm.
Drax. So it's like they're getting people from like all different areas now.
Did not come the star power of Dave Bautista.
I'm not comparing.
Rock.
I'm not comparing it. I'm not comparing it. But I'm just saying in terms of like name recognition, because
what's more recognizable with our generation than Dwayne The Rock Johnson?
oh no, I'm not arguing it. It's just
there are 8-year-olds who like I like The Rock too. You ain't never seen this man's matches. How you like The Rock?
Yes, and this is my quick WWE promo plug for $9.99 get the network, whatever. But WWE give me like a free month. I'll take it. But anyway, I remember when they were doing that $9.99 music video. It was hilarious. But yeah, you got all these people who are big stars. You got Chris Pratt. A lot of people thought he was on that. What was he on that show? Parks and Recreation, or was the Community? I forgot what show he was on.
Parks and Rec.
Okay.
Wait. Brittany's really good at looking up cast members and stuff really quick. I'm pretty sure she wouldn't. I know she can still hear our conversation. She's paying it any attention. Maybe she'll look it up and let us know. But she knows Chris Pratt way better than I do.
Yeah.
But I want to say Parks and Rec.
Sure. I can Google it. But yeah, it's I'll Google it too as well. Let's see. Oh, that's something else. Okay. Chris. But yeah, like name recognition. That's become like a big thing. I mean, you look at Robert Downey Jr. as Iron Man. Like he's done a lot since before he started as Iron Man. He had been doing a lot anyway. I mean, he was in the news for other reasons, but
I mean, he's a man. We're gonna make the news for some very dumb reasons.
Yeah. But he's he's another one, and I think with it he has like at least one more movie left after
I think they're reconstructing the contract to offer him more money, and probably keep him on for a few more films because he's in Spider-Man. There's probably no more Iron Man left to do, but that next Avengers is going to be ridiculous.
Okay. Yeah. Chris Pratt was Parks and Recreation. I just found it. Yeah, you're right. Because Spider-Man: Homecoming, he's going as the YouTuber Jeremy Jones. He said like, yeah, that's Spider-Man's outfit right there. I was like, yeah, pretty much. But you got he has to be in Infinity War or whatever they're gonna name it. This is not gonna be a part 1 and part 2 anymore. It's just Infinity War.
But how long are we gonna be sitting on our butts watching that movie?
If that movie,
like if it's Titanic, I know it's gonna be better than Titanic because there's action in the movie.
Let's see, Titanic, if I'm not mistaken, is 3 hours and 15 minutes. I was looking this up for like information I don't need to know, but Titanic runtime. I can't spell. Titanic runtime is 3 hours and 15 minutes. Okay, so if Infinity War is at least 2 hours and 20 minutes, it would be a good action-packed movie, but it's gonna have a lot of build-up because you're gonna have at least 60 some odd characters to deal with by that time.
Yeah, but the build-up's gonna have to come in other films. It's gonna have to come through Thor Ragnarok. It's gonna have to come Spider-Man: Homecoming. whatever other films are coming up next, is going to have to come the next Doctor Strange film simply because Mordo is still alive.
Right.
And for anyone Strange, Mordo dies. Actually, Mordo's supposed to have died with Dormammu.
True.
I don't know what they're going to do with that, since that's pretty much where Mordo got his powers, was from Dormammu, turning on the Sanctuary.
Right, that's true.
But goes Strange over himself as the next Sorcerer Supreme.
That's true.
So if they're gonna leave that, and that's a huge. And when I left, that was the only kind of, not real gripe, but the only thing I said: how are they gonna fix this? Because you have a dead character still living from this exact same storyline.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, and I went back and rewatched the animated film.
I watched it too. I watched it like maybe a week or so after I saw the movie.
And I was like, yeah. I know it front to back because I've been watching that animated film since 2008.
Yeah.
I know it front to back. So I'm saying it was the one thing that really stuck me. I was like, well, what are they gonna do with? I'm glad we're gonna get another movie, but
yeah.
What are we gonna do?
And you know what? I think in this case, Marvel has to learn to not, or maybe they've learned the secret: do not kill your bad guy. Set them up for other movies. I mean, Loki has been the only villain per se who's been defeated and hasn't died. You got Obadiah Stane in the first Iron Man movie. Tony blew him up.
Mm-hmm.
Iron Man 2, Whiplash killed him. Ultron. Iron Man 3, you had AIM, which I thought they could have done a better job of using AIM, but then they had, what was the guy's name? I forgot his name, but he died. But then you had Justin Hammer. He was a villain in Iron Man 2, but he's like a sub-villain, but he's not dead. He's just there. Hulk beat the Abomination, but they put him in jail.
Please tell me how jail can hold the Abomination.
One of those secret, it makes sense for Marvel reasons to that the jail is meant to hold. Like what was it? They put him in the cube? Was it that was the gamma powered jail facility? I think. I forgot. I used to know this stuff like back in my hand. I forgot now. But I will say, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. did. I want to say, I think it was like last season. They mentioned like, yeah, Blonsky's still in confinement, and I was like, okay, they mentioned it because the show like they showed you the Absorbing Man a few times. Then like he's one of Hulk's villains, but he's kind of like a contract villain, like, or whoever needs him to work for him, they pay him, so he's around. But let's see. You had the villain in Civil War, Baron Mordo.
Being shocked to death right now, but still living.
Yeah, Baron Mordo, who almost killed himself, and Black Panther said no. Now, okay, here's the thing. Taking a character like Baron Mordo, for example, I've been sitting on this for a while. I was kind of hoping for like either it was they bring the person from the past to the present as like the 40s version Baron Mordo of Cap's arch nemesis, or you do like the grand or the son of original Baron Mordo and he's taken on the mantle of his father's mantle. But the way they did it, of setting it in Sokovia and saying this was just a random guy and he had his vengeance against the Avengers, it was a nice change of pace. But if you're going to say this person is, a known character from, Cap's past, I would like to have seen that come up. But you can't do everything just like the comics. You gotta change it.
Sure.
And then with it, they killed Ronan in Guardians of the Galaxy. I was like, come on now, don't kill Ronan.
I mean, but you can kind of see when someone's too bad in the movie, you kind of know they're not gonna let that guy live.
True, but it would just been like now the other when I said about Quicksilver coming back, Thanos could do the same thing too and bring back all these dead villains and like have like his Legion of Doom essentially, or the Secret Avengers or whatever the villain Avenger group is called. I forgot now, but he could essentially have his to rival the Avengers in the Guardians, or is everybody gonna be an Avenger now? I don't know. It's too much to think about. I mean, also you gotta factor in what about the Defenders on Netflix? What are they gonna do? It's too much.
Yeah, I don't really know what they're gonna do with all the Netflix characters. I really hope they have a good use for them all. I mean, you know how big Luke Cage was. Like Luke Cage almost broke the internet because some people were trying to tie political stuff into Luke Cage, and I looked at people. I said, if you don't know the comic, don't think he's wearing that hoodie for Trayvon Martin. He was wearing that hoodie in the comic well before Trayvon's dad was born.
And was it? They said that was something like the headline saying he wore it for Trayvon Martin. I don't.
Like, no, that was part of his outfit in the comics.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It wasn't a political statement. But I understand you take the publicity and you run with it if you're on studios. Like, oh, really? So we're getting all this positive feedback. Let's go with it.
Yeah, I agree with you. Like yeah, there's a lot we can keep saying about these. But let's go back to Young Justice for a bit, because I know that's what we started on, and I probably could do like a part 2 at some point.
Oh yeah,
because I'm looking at time too. For you, yeah, let's just go ahead and say we're going to do a part 2 another time. Because we can do a whole conversation on Marvel because there's a lot to say, and
yeah.
But there's one thing I did want to point out about Young Justice that kind of I think made everybody mad, or not like more disappointed. Like you said earlier, like the last 30 seconds part, the last 30 seconds of the final episode of season 2. That got me a little heated.
I was so pissed that there was no more episodes after that. I was like, what is this dark side? Like, how do we not? How do you not, after you show your biggest baddie, how do you not have something ready?
Because I knew, like, based upon like the episodes from like season 1 when you had the side show up for like he was trying to do something for his master. Then you had Intergang, and they were using apocalyptic weapons, and you had Bruno Mannheim show up in season 2. Again, Intergang, apocalyptic weapons. He's using these things for a reason. Then you had Spear show up from New Genesis, and the kids from New Genesis showing up to get Spear. So it's like, then there was that one episode in season 1 when the kids did, like, was it the team, like their memory got erased and they had to reconstruct their memories to figure out what happened. And then the end of the episode showed the boom tube open up. I'm like, that's more apocalypse, new Earth stuff. Like, I mean, new God stuff, not new Earth, but new gods. So you got all that going on. It's like the whole show was saying Darkseid's coming. Like, we knew that. So
yeah.
I
mean, I kind of knew Darkseid was going to be coming once I saw Lobo.
Oh yeah, definitely, yeah. And in terms of
I saw Lobo, he's probably my favorite DC character next to Nightwing. I absolutely love Lobo because he's the big man. I love it.
If you get a chance to watch Superman animated series, his portrayal on that's hilarious.
Oh yeah,
because he's like, I'm the main man, and Superman's like, shut up, like, just stop. But
Man,
if you know it, if he shows up in Supergirl, I don't know if he's here yet, or if he has come yet. But if he
they
shows
got serious CGI work
on
if
something,
in the
because they this is kind of spoilery to a certain degree. They did Metallo, and it was a good version of Metallo. Like I liked it, and so I mean they did Metallo in Smallville, but this version was a little bit better. You know, I'm a big Smallville fan, but I give props for this due. um, this version of Metallo was really good. So if they can do Lobo on TV and make it feel like, you know, it's done right, because oh wait, I think Smallville kind of like no, I mean Supergirl. I think they kind of reference him. Like they don't. It's kind of like a. It's like a well placed Easter egg, and it's kind of like if you catch it, great job. I think it's kind of like a really not him kind of joke. Like and if you get the not him reference, it's like okay, cool. But but yeah, if we can get like a Lobo in the movies, that would be wonderful. And don't
yeah, I think he's. I was explaining Lobo the other day. I was like, he's a mix of for people in Marvel who don't have a clue who Lobo is. Um, Lobo take Wolverine and Deadpool kind of combine them and give them Aztecian history. There's Lobo.
yeah. And he's kind of like a bounty. He's a bounty hunter too. That's the other thing. He's a bounty hunter.
Yeah.
So he's like, yeah, he's like,
So he was DC's counteract to Marvel's Wolverine.
you know what? There is a comic book called is it DC versus Marvel or Marvel versus DC, and they do have Lobo fighting Wolverine. I yeah
Because they're seriously similar. Outside of occupation, is similar to me.
yeah they are.
I
Yeah
mean, not similar. Like you would have to know both characters pretty well to see the similarities. It's not as blatant as Spider-Man and Deadpool.
yeah
They're both snarky. They break the fourth wall, both of them. Um, you kind of can see those comparisons. But with these two, it's more you have to know both characters, especially since they're coming from two completely different brands. You have to know both of them and how they both fit in their particular brand as an outlier. So
exactly.
one of those kind of deals. You just kind of have to know them, and if you know them well enough, you can see them and say they. Like personally, I like Lobo better than Wolverine.
Mm-hmm.
I think Lobo's a better badass.
Yeah.
Of course, Wolverine's more popular because I'm talking about Lobo. Like people know who Lobo is. When if you don't like my first time being exposed to Lobo, and then I started researching it myself, I was playing Injustice on my phone, and I was like, "Oh, Lobo guy." So I bought him for like 100,000 credits or something, and he's my favorite character to use on there right now.
Oh yeah, I forgot.
So
I forgot he was a DLC in Injustice. I forgot. Yeah, I forgot. Yeah, I forgot that he's in the game. He's like especially I like his finishing move or his special move, whatever it is.
he uses the bike.
Yes.
Yeah. I like that. I like my favorite finisher on there is what's my man's name? My God. What is his name? I hate the fact I forget his name too. Like, I'm gonna hate myself for forgetting his name.
It's not the random play Scorpion, is it?
No, and it's a major character too.
Green Lantern, Superman, Zod, Captain Marvel. I mean Shazam.
That's a good finisher on there. I like Static Shock's finisher.
Wait, is Static on the game?
On the phone, that game's expansive. Static's on there, Killer Frost is on there, Captain Cold is on there, Freeze, like everyone is on there.
I did not know about Static. Okay, I guess I have to re-download the game.
Yeah, I got phone. Static. Yeah, he's on there.
All right, you see, I got excited for that. Okay, all right, cool.
And it was like they had anime static, the future static, and the new 52 static.
Okay. Speaking
That,
of static for a second, New 52. I'm ashamed that he only. Not ashamed. I'm kind of sad that he got like a short run series in New 52.
yeah, that hurt.
Yeah.
But I'm really interested in what they're gonna do with him in season 3 of Young Justice. That is what I'm waiting. I can't wait for that
Yes,
because he's already established himself as the leader of the new group,
that's right.
proving their battles to be a tactician. So in a way, he's like their Robin with superpowers. I'm waiting to see how this whole thing operates in season 3.
Yeah, and while we kind of I a few minutes left here with you for this like first part, um what do you hope to see in season 3?
A little more character development for those who we just kind of threw out there. Like with Beast Boy, this is a different origin story for Beast Boy. Before it was like radioactive bite, but this one he got his powers from McGann. So I'm really waiting to see, and I also want to know exactly what happened to his mom. Give him more backdrop because it literally he just popped up in episode 1. I was like, that's Beast Boy. I was damn. It was like, where the hell did
Because
he come from?
the only thing they showed was that memory of his showing his mom was killed by Queen Bee. They didn't really say how she got killed. You just saw that her car was upside down in water.
If we're talking Queen Bee killing his mom, but why?
Yeah, because
And on top of that, why not finish the job on the boy if he's going to be the real problem?
right. So there has to have been a reason why that happened. So that that is a leftover story art. Now I didn't think about it. Like that's a reason
But
why.
I think McGann had something to do with it personally
Probably because remember,
because he struck that deal with Queen Bee mainly because she had to, because Queen Bee was going to kill the boy while he was asleep. But
and
really, like,
and
it really bothered me.
and
I'm like, I hope that it was. I hope it's not what I'm thinking. Like maybe she negated something or got caught trying to be sneaky. Like they always get caught trying to be sneaky. So I'm wondering. I just hope it wasn't anything like that cost his mom and almost him his life.
it could have been like that blown back because like Queen Bee had that McGann's secret hanging over her head, and then once it was found out, it was like, well, I'm kind of pissed that you took my leverage, so I'm gonna do something else. And being that at its core, it's still a kids show, a young adult show, so they can't really say why. They can just say, yeah, Queen Bee did this thing. Just how this how they kind of heavily edit anime for American audiences.
Well, they gave a lot of whys behind other characters, and I'm granted they were major characters. They gave a reason why Kid Flash was no longer a part of the team because he wanted to live a normal life. They gave reasons why, Robin decided to hang up that and become Nightwing. Well, of course, many of us know why he chose to become Nightwing.
Yeah.
It was mainly to get out of Batman's shadow and show that he can do this on his own without having to lean as much on Bruce.
Exactly.
But what really kind of got me, what I'm really waiting to see is what they do with the new group, because to people outside of maybe Static Shock, people don't know who these other heroes were.
Right.
They just kind of pop over there.
Because you had let's see, because I think let's see, you had the other heroes that were they were hailed at Star Labs. Like you had Apache Chief. Like
Yeah.
I think his introduction, if I'm not mistaken, was in the Super Friends cartoon show. In the is it late '80s, early '90s. And then you had
it's different.
He's different,
because,
but I
think
that
able to expand his own body, but in this one he has like a metaphor.
Right, and then the girl Sasami, I think her name is Sasami. I think she was supposed to be Silver Samurai. I think, and I think both these characters, if I'm not mistaken, were just created for Super Friends to kind of give more diversity. I think I could be off base and completely wrong. I'll have to research this for like later when we talk next time.
Okay.
But I was thinking about it yesterday, but I think that's why they were made, and then to kind of change them up a little bit for the younger audiences who didn't, come home from after school watch Super Friends back in the '90s. On one of the few things that were parts of Cartoon Network. Um, this is like their introduction to them, and like, what was that other the kid that could teleport? I don't remember his name. Is it Eduardo? I think, but I
Yeah, I
don't know
think.
it. I don't know his
Well,
character.
let me see if I can find it still.
And I'm about to search for Silver Samurai. But in the meantime, if you don't mind people reaching out to you online, where do we like reach out to you? Like, if they want to like talk to you more about comics and games and stuff.
Well,
If
my
you want.
only platform right now is Facebook. You just look up my first and last name is Jordan, like the shoe, Holloway, HOLLOWAY. I'm very sure. I think my page is still public, so people can find me on Facebook. And from there, if people really want to get in contact with me, I'll just send me a DM and I'll shoot you my email. And we can continue to kind of interact. That's really what I do the most of my communications through email.
Gotcha, gotcha. Okay, so I just looked up Silver Samurai. I'm completely wrong. I have to find her name. Um, I'm completely wrong. So I have to. Okay, Asami Kaizumi. Okay, so I see Samurai. Okay, so I was right. I was right. Is Samurai was the character? I just said Super Samurai. Super Samurai was Marvel. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
but Samurai is Super Friends. He was created by Hanna-Barbera.
Hmm.
Yeah, he's an Asian superhero of Super Friends animated series. He's of Japanese descent. Um, so if I'm not, I think he was created just for the show.
See if I can find.
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Huh. Okay. Okay.
Give me.
So in Justice League Unlimited, you had a version of Samurai who was Wind Dragon. I know what episode this is now. Okay.
Now
And
look up the episodes now. Um, I know she was in the toward the end of the episodes.
right, and just I'm looking up her character. Okay, so I'm gonna look up Apache Chief. Um, Apache Chief in DC. Yep, there's two versions of him. Apache Chief is a Native American superhero from the various Super Friends cartoons which were created by Hanna-Barbera. So yeah, again, it's another character that was created by Hanna-Barbera, and I guess subsequently made their way to the comics and other cartoons.
Yeah, and also we're talking a sex change here too.
That's
Around the Super Friends was a guy.
let's see, Samurai, yeah, Asami, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
Asami. It was a guy, and
It was Toshio Edo.
right, and then Apache Chief. I'm on his account. I'm gonna hit his page now. What was
El
his?
Dorado,
Yeah,
one
El
of my favorite.
Dorado. Let's see.
Black,
Oh
I
yeah,
really liked.
and Black Vulcan appeared in Young Justice as well.
Mm-hmm.
He was kind of there in season two, like kind of around.
Yeah, and came out of nowhere to be Virgil's. And for people who know who Virgil is Static Shock to be Virgil's mentor,
Right.
show him how to use.
So I think that attention to detail alone for Young Justice, or I think in terms of like a lot of like the animated features in recent memory, that show did a lot of the quote unquote fan service. A much better job than anime fan service, but that's another topic. But,
Oh yeah.
but I'm trying to think any other. I'm trying to think any other thing. There's a lot we can discuss, and you know,
Yeah.
but
Done.
they could do more next time. But any more final? Oh, anything you want to say to people who were kind of like who've been listening to this entire time, like have no idea what we're talking about, but any like, words you want to give them about like how to jump into comics instead of just saying jump in head first? Your advice you want to give them?
I kind of got into the whole comic thing and maybe in the last 2 to 2.5 years. So I'm very new to it, but I really ingratiated myself into it. Anyone looking to get into it, just go into it with a seriously open mind and don't let one, you know, track of comics be what you only want to know and don't venture into the others. I came in solely Marvel, only wanting to know about Marvel, only want to talk about Marvel, and then I slowly started to watch a little bit of DC. Um, because a lot of us get blinded by just watching the movies that come out in theaters, which understands the biggest public consumption you're going to have of a product when you can sit 50 to 100 some odd people in one room and say, watch this one program. So I understand how people can judge an entire brand off of one avenue that they take. I
But
say give it a chance because I love the Marvel movies. I love the Marvel, but he has anime completely figured out. So don't cheat yourself, treat yourself, cover the spectrum because
yeah,
you never know where you could find your favorite characters.
see, and I'm gonna say this, as much as I'm a big DC fan, like, but the one movie that kind of disappointed me was Green Lantern, like that, and you know it's like don't really have much representation of Green Lantern right now. I mean, Flash gave you some Easter eggs in season 1 of Flash, but other than that, there hasn't been much, on the big screen. Now, comic book wise, yeah, Green Lantern is doing a great job, but a lot of people wrote off Green Lantern as like, oh, that sucks, because of like the not so great movie. So I agree with what you said. People shouldn't, write something off. Like, people give the Thor movies kind of flack and say Thor sucks. I'm like, Thor's a cool character, but like you said, some people all they know is like the movies. So and what you said is kind of something that I try to tell people too. Like, just
Not
don't.
just that, Thor is seemingly very, very hard to depict because of the type of world that Thor is based in. Like, if you were able to follow the first Thor, then anything they put out after that, you can definitely follow. But if you're looking for the big bang action type flicks, Thor's like, even though they're pale in comparison, if you want to look at it, everything else is more Scarface, and Thor is more the Game of Thrones of the Marvel universe. Like you have to understand that culture, the way they speak, the way they respond, everything is totally different from what you're gonna get
Mm-hmm.
from your run-of-the-mill superhero. We're gonna show you the powers, show you the bad guy, show you some weaker bad guys, show you how bad the superhero is, show you how bad the bad guy is. He's gonna beat the superhero, and he's gonna go back, recalculate his steps, come back at the end of the movie and win. That's basic. That's your basic format of the movie. Thor is a lot more diplomatic than that.
Yeah, you got that hierarchy of the royalty hierarchy, but
Mm-hmm.
that's the and
Aquaman fans would love Thor.
exactly. Yeah. See, Aquaman gets like that bad rap because of, how he gets portrayed on like Robot Chicken, but like Aquaman, like he's a intriguing character. Like he's stronger than people give him credit for. Not just strength, but in terms of a depth of a character, he's royalty. He's part human, part Atlantean. So he has that. If you look at how he's portrayed in Justice League and Justice League Unlimited, he has like brutal stuff. He cuts his hand off to save his son. Uh,
Mm-hmm.
and then I still have not seen Justice League Throne of Atlantis, but I read the book. The book is great, so I recommend it. But one more thing I do want to mention since we were talking about the Marvel movies, and then we'll wrap things up. Um, it's the one, and actually I think this goes across the board about geek movies nowadays that are based on popular properties. It's always that same thing of like they're doing okay. Let's just say let's go back when Guardians of the Galaxy came out, or before it came out. Most people were just like, "That's gonna suck." They're scrapping from the bottom of the barrel, and this is gonna be the worst thing ever. Great movie, box office hit. Next thing,
One of my
uh,
I got to liking Chris Pratt. Now I know in the conversation I had the other day with my girlfriend, I definitely got Chris Pratt's movie absolutely wrong. But she corrected me, and I just realized exactly how much I absolutely love Guardians of the
mm-hmm.
like. I mean, one of my favorite TWD characters is in there. Merle's in there. Like, I may be black, but I like Merle.
yeah, there's that. It's that weirdness. See, I don't know. I have not watched Walking Dead much, so I was like, I don't know. I'm like, who they play? Guardians of the Galaxy. I'm trying to think. I have no idea. I forgot.
Daryl's brother Merle was in Guardians of the Galaxy.
Okay,
He was one of the other.
Oh, I have to look it up. I think I know what you're talking about. Okay, I have to look it up.
He's going to be in the second one too.
Okay.
I saw it leaving the movies one day. I saw him on the poster for it. Oh, you don't just have who's not going to be in your movie.
That's true. But yeah, the thing I want to say is like there's that thing where people want to judge a property because, in most cases, people haven't read it, or they just don't know anything about it, and it's kind of like the fans are like, trust us, that we can't trust you, and then everybody wants to become like the expert on the thing after seeing a 2-hour movie. And it's like
it's kind of like if there's like a new Kit Kat on the market, and you have a friend in the office who only eats Kit Kats, and it's like, man, try this Kit Kat, it's awesome. But of course you like this Kit Kat. All you eat is Kit Kats, so I know this is what you like. I'm like, if you tell, hey, try this Snickers, it's awesome, and I know you don't eat Snickers, then I can trust that opinion is given with 110% legitimacy, or you're just playing one of the two.
True. Now, and I will say, and I like your analogy. I like it. I will say, you know,
not as good as my oranges one a couple of years ago, but it's that one was kind of
good. Gotcha. Like, now I can't say what I'm gonna say about what I say. People saying that they know everything. Because there is a problem when people want to be elitism and stuff like that. Like, no, I'm not trying to say people are being elitist. It's just like in some cases, it's like, okay, now this thing that wasn't looked at before or was considered childish is now in the public light or public sphere. Then everybody's like, okay, now we know what this thing is. But it's like, before you shunned us, but now you like it. Does it take a Hollywood production to make it likable? Or is it because it's now in a realm that you enjoy it?
I believe it's more of if it's kind of like, let's say you have a bowl of cereal. It's the same bowl of cereal it's always been, but we've been feeding you this cereal small, giving you Saturday morning cartoons and comic books. But I'm going to give you something that I'm going to advertise in front of you that other people are going to see, that they're going to want to look at. So I'm going to give you this giant mashed potato spoon now, and I want you to dig in and eat what I'm telling you has already been good for years. And I'm going to give it the largest sample I can give it to you in. Because there's no larger sample of anything outside of a Netflix run than there is a movie. Because you're talking 2.5 hours, an hour and a half to 2.5 hours, depending on the film, of my product in your face continuously with no breaks. And I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it. I'm telling you, you're going to enjoy it. I think that's more along the how large the product is, and the fact that I'm trying to sell it to you.
And I think too, people are more open about trying these different things nowadays. So. But
I mean, people are more open now because now the community, this comic community. Let me close my door real quick. that that now people are starting to become more accepting of it because now it's becoming a popular culture. The things that we like are now becoming popular culture because mainly now of social media and things like that. The fact that we can put our interests out there, and other people who thought it wasn't cool to like it can say, "Oh, well, 12 of my mutual friends on Facebook like it. Let me tell them I like it too." Now all of a sudden it becomes acceptable in
Exactly.
social circles. Right out and say, "Hey, I like comic books. I like superheroes. I am 28 years old, and I sat down at work today and told people I am not afraid to speak and tell people I love playing Pokemon."
Yeah.
Still will play. I will be 40 playing Pokemon. I don't care. It's something that I like.
Speaking of Pokemon, I finally caught an Abra today in Pokemon Go for the first time. Thank God. Okay. But
Yeah, it's the only game where you can catch an Abra. You don't have to worry about it running away after the first turn.
thank you. Yeah, I was sitting at lunch and I was like, had it open. It's like the same story of how I caught my Gyarados. Like, had the app open, left the page, came back to it, and I saw it pop up. I was like, is that a drowsy? Turn the screen around. I was like, oh shoot, it's an Abra. Let me hit it before it disappears. But
Oh, speaking of Pokemon Go, the updates are out. Generation 2 Pokemon are in Go now.
so
The baby Pokemon,
you can
the
only get them by
baby,
eggs though, right? Or
they hatch from eggs first, yes. So Togepi's in, Igglybuff, Magby, Elekid, um, Cleffa. Who else was a baby Pokemon Gen 2? I want to say that was it. A Pichu.
yeah, okay. So
And there's
she
a
has her
Pikachu
like
who wears a Santa hat.
yeah. I was trying to get one, but I don't know where I can catch one. So
Oh, and there are also new Pokestop locations. They upgraded that too. The new Pokestop locations. Like I know, like companies that bought in with Pokemon Go were like, "Hey, we see how big this is. People always come by the businesses to drop it in to use your business's Pokemon stops. I want to do the same." So like now, the Boost Mobile down the street from my house is a Pokestop. So now there's like 4 Pokestops within 4 blocks of my. So I can hatch a egg, get 4 Pokestops at the same time.
because I noticed I saw some Starbucks locations today too, like pop up. So, okay, like
Yeah, only thing that my job isn't one. I'm like, dude, this is the giant Time Warner Cable building. How is this not a Pokestop? But then like
yeah,
the lake and stuff behind the building that I'm never gonna go to is a Pokestop. So like while I'm in nice clothes, I gotta go outside, which ain't about to happen. Go into
okay,
the woods, which really ain't about to happen. Then get near water, which really isn't gonna happen.
no,
Just so like this.
right, yeah, but yeah. The three of us gotta get together at some point and go poke hunting. But
Definitely.
I agree with what you said. You know, it's like it's that popular culture thing. Like, and then I say this is the last thing I will say. I know we've gone well over time. Apologize about that. I try not to do that. Remember, growing up and coming home from school watching Toonami, then going to school the next day, talking to your friends about what you saw, like Dragon Ball Z or whatever, and
Oh yeah.
everybody else looking at you like, "What are y'all talking about?" It's like it's cool. It's what we enjoy. Now it's
Mm-hmm.
just like it's on a larger scale. It's it's here. It's no longer like okay, it's that random thing people like or the people we don't talk to like people whether they like it or not they know about it. So, but
Yeah.
yeah.
That's that made it really cool to me.
So any final thoughts here before we shut down for the evening?
Other than I can't wait on the second part of this interview, man. I had a great time.
Yes, same here. It was fun. We got um I think we covered a lot of bases today, and I gotta go back and watch some more Young Justice episodes. I can pour some more points out. Oh yeah, last point. Wally West is not dead. I don't think he's dead, but I'll save that for later.
Yeah, because we don't know exactly where those bolts of lightning were coming from. Whether they were coming from that exploding kid or somewhere else.
Yeah, that's gonna be interesting, but I'm patient. But all right. Yeah, I think that's it. So thanks for joining.
No problem, man. Thank you for having me.